Hello and welcome back to my Loop Hero Let's Play. We're jumping in a little bit later, not that much later, but a little bit later because I think the build is getting close to failing at this point. So I wanted to bring you back. I might try to do another loop or two at max, but I'm gonna let you see what it looks like. We may go ahead and actually just die on this loop. Currently we're running this particular book for skeleton level. The ring has not changed since the last time. I think the neck did change slightly, but not by that much. Just has a little bit more magic shield. And I think it may have dropped a trait. I don't remember. The ring is exactly the same. The last time we had 105,050 health. Right now we're at 124,018 health. As you can see, we didn't even get full potions when we made it back around loop 60 here. So I have a feeling it's going to be soon before we die. And I may just do a loop or two at max, depending on how long it takes to get us around. And then I think I'm just going to exit because it's just simply taking too long to beat a loop. Like it's a while. But just so that you can see what it looks like with this power level, we've got 10,400 magic shield, easily the highest magic shield I've ever had. We still have 6 skeletons, which is amazing. 63% summon quality, which is the only thing that's keeping us alive. We could actually probably do with higher that if we could make it happen. 81.95 skeleton level. Remember at the beginning I said you want to be a little like on par or slightly above the loop level that you're on. That is way past this, and we are still getting absolutely murked by these guys now. Very little regen, but when we make our base adjustments, that will at least be a little higher. A little bit of defense, still 236 attack speed, and you know the other two have not changed for obvious reasons. So let's go ahead and I will open this up so you can see all the different drops we have. This is where we're currently at. I'm going to hit this so you can see where we're currently at here. So 2410 on the wood, that is a ton of stable wood. We have 900 stable metal. If you're trying to farm metal, this is probably the build to do it with. 1,600 books, 570 orbs, 1,200 food, which is also amazing. We've even got 155 of the orbs of expansion, 67 orbs of afterlife. I mean, not bad. Not bad at all. So if we left right now, we even got 12 orbs of unity, which is also pretty cool. And just absolutely tons of this stuff. So we even got another antique shelf, which is nice. Alright, I mean I could just exit right now, but I'm going to attempt another loop and see how well we do. Just as a summary for traits, we started with this one. This, again, depending on what order you get these in, this could really change how your run goes. But starting from here and going all the way up, I even took this because I had nothing else really to take. And now the XP is out of 1.647 million. That's a lot. In any event, let's see how we do. I'll be watching for certain things here just to see if they're better, but this isn't going to be super interesting, as well as this area with my bowmen. I think I've said this before, but the bowmen are actually hurting me quite a bit now because I can't get my backline skeletons up. And that is a lot of my damage. So these guys are only doing 100 damage. The backline ones are doing way more than that. So we will be taking damage. There's no doubt about that one. Oops, I should have showed health. My bad. Okay, so vampires have 4,100 health, and they deal 1323. Plus, remember, they get regen on top of that. So it makes it even more of an annoyance to try to kill them. These guys, 3,600 health, 821 damage on their own. So yeah, it just takes a minute to get through. But I did want to, just for the sake of the build, I wanted to show this before I exit back to the camp. So I'm not really sure how long it's going to take to get this done. If I had to guess, I would say at least 15 plus minutes just for this one loop. And that assumes we make it. If we die, I'm just going to probably leave. Unless, of course, there's no option to take your loot, in which case that would really annoy me. Now, I just thought about that. I know you can take your loot on a boss, but I'm not sure if it gives you the option. I think it gives you the option to use the orbs. Yeah, lots of evades. it's just taking forever to finish the loop. So I think it would be more efficient to go back and then do another run. We could potentially push through, but is it really worth all that? So I'd love to get some more summon quality, but this 68 book still is nowhere close to the skeleton level. Maybe it would make more sense to take that summon quality at this point, though. To be quite honest, I'm not sure. But that's quite a drop in power for our skeletons. But once we get outside of these bowmen here, it won't be until we loop back around. Okay, here we go. Now let's see if we can get some actually summoned in the back line here. Here we go. So the skeleton mage right now, we have a chance of summoning a skeleton mage instead of the archer. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but they do deal pure damage that you'll notice right there. Damage is 663, which is nice. This guy in comparison is 539, and this guy is 398. Our tanks are only 248, so these are some heavy damage. And now we have two of them back there. So you can see why the back line would be so important. Just summon away. We're taking more damage. Just used a potion. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, but this little blue dot here, that little blue dot right there that I just pointed at is, it's essentially when you're going to use a potion. I should have probably mentioned that way earlier, but I don't think I ever did. So we're just chugging along right now. So this is our archer. He still does 663. I think it's the same for him or the mage, but a little faster when those come out. There you go. Attack speed, 116% plus a max skeleton. Nice. I mean, we're still holding our own, but it's not... Because we have so much health, we probably could continue at least another loop or two. I just don't think it's worth all the slowness. And I love this XP. This XP bonus build. I think it's better. Look at that. Three mages back here doing 663. Alright, slowly but surely we're making it around. I mean, with this many potions, I'd be surprised if we didn't make the full loop. But yeah, I think I've made my mind up. I think we're going to leave after this loop. Hopefully we'll complete it. Another potion. There it is. That's not terrible. We lose some in level, we trade that for attack speed. You could argue that at this point, because it's so important to get the skeletons out fast, it might actually be worth upping your attack speed a little bit. And 1.35 skeleton level, that's probably not going to make a huge difference. But I don't know how big of a difference 40% attack speed would be either. So we'll leave it for now. Remember, every time I summon one of those guys, I go up in magic shield. Yep, same damage. Defense is 82. This guy has 497 defense, 331, and 331. Pretty fun stuff, though. I mean, it's a pretty cool build. All the synergies seem to be working pretty good. I mean, these guys, the fact that they have thick hide and nimble is just terrible. If neither one of those traits were here, oh my gosh, I think it would go way faster. Especially on a rogue. I mean, they're ripping through 10,600 shield, no problem. That's how you know it's serious now. And remember, that's damage is split amongst all my my summons at the time, so it's pretty impressive. I'm hardly keeping up at this point. I missed that. Yeah, if the defense had rolled max skeletons, that would have been a great upgrade. 200, just straight 252% attack speed. No trees, no forest, no rivers, nothing. That'd be insane. 276 right after I locked that one. That's hilarious. I might put that on right at the end just to see if it absolutely destroys us. Maybe that would be the way to continue. I mean, it's certainly possible. I'm going to do it closer to the end of the loot, though, just to see. I know what happens, though, if you have this high of attack speed. I mean, I'd have over 500 attack speed that way. I would summon the skeleton so fast that he would just start, like, hitting for 5 to 7 damage, and he would blow through his stamina, and then he would be able to summon, which would end up killing us, basically. That's why I'm very reluctant to do that. So yeah, I'm not doing that. That's going to kill us. Oh, look at that. Wow. 116%, all that region, and a +1 to max skeletons. That's a cool ring there. I think I had said earlier that I wanted to try this with the thing that gives us the shield. I've already forgotten the name of it. It's not the Ancient Crypt. It's the other one that I always use. But now I don't. With this build, I don't think that that's the way to do it, because you're never going to get anywhere near this high on max health. Although one could argue, is it really all that necessary? It kind of is. I mean, it could still take you to, like, loop 40 to 50, no problem, probably. But if you're going to try to push, you need more health, probably. $31. If I got a 70-something of this, I would love to see what it rolled. Yeah, once I get those skeletons out, it's no problem. We end up destroying, but you can see we've taken almost 25,000 damage. Actually, times 5. Roughly 125k damage. If you factor in the potions, that is. But if you're just farming for resources, I think this is a pretty good setup. And this more than likely will work on the rogue too. As a matter of fact, I'm almost positive it'll be fine. He may even be able to push further. Fortunately, that did not roll higher. Not even close to my 72. Okay, well now we're on the hardest part here, if we weren't already. Persistence will definitely pay off. We got a lot of stuff. Alright, well there it is. I mean, we actually did okay. Full heal, looks like, with 14 potions. We could probably keep pushing, but it's just too slow at this point. Like, I didn't mind doing it when I didn't have to pay attention quite as much, but I think retreating with all this, that is a ton, and I mean a ton of resources. Also, I have plans. Normally I would convert these books, but since we had such an amazing run, I'm actually going to use the books the way they were intended initially, and once we've completed all of that cool stuff there, whatever we have left, we'll convert, and then we won't really have to think about it again. So let's go ahead. Here's all of our loot. It's an amazing, probably the highest loot run we've had yet. I mean, that's ridiculously high. I can't believe this XP is out of 1.647 million. I don't know that I'd ever be able to get that. But let's go ahead and retreat. Boom. There it is. Bam. Look at all that. Look at all that amazing loot. Alright, first things first. Let's go in, and I'm gonna this is gonna be a little painful because you have to do this one by one, right? Okay, so you see that there's a book down here. So in this category, all these, they only take one. So I'm going to click it, and you're going to see a little bit extra stuff. If you want to read it, you can pause it. I'm going to go through each one, and it turns gold when it's complete. Do this, and then you can read it. This, read it, and you get the idea here. And this is just part of the completion of the game here that I'm doing. So you'll just have to grab it and pause if you really want to read this stuff. It's cool additional lore, though. I like the idea behind it, for sure. But just to keep this moving at a relatively decent pace, this is how we're going to do it. And we'll just have to come back later when if we're missing something. We'll just come back and do this later for that. But the majority of this stuff will be unlocked right now. And as you can see, getting books isn't all that challenging. Obviously, not now for us. Yeah, this may not be the most exciting thing in the world, but it's got to get done. And since we have a bajillion books, we might as well do them now. I mean, even if we end up having like 1,300 left, or even 1,000 left, that's still a lot of books. I don't know how many we'll have left. We had 1,600 and something. I don't even remember. Okay, so you can see that this turned gold. This is not, but that has the little gold brackets around it. It means we've done every single tile in here. Now, we're not going to get that because I know we're missing one in here already. It's this guy right here. It's the additional watcher version. I forgot what the variant's called. I'll have to specifically go out to get that one, so I have not done that right now. Now you'll notice these have 3 articles. So I'm going to just do 3, then scroll it so you can see it. 1, 2, 3. Bam, there it is. Okay. 3. If they're long like that, I'll do a scroll there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is going to take a little longer. You should be able to pause if you're interested in reading. That one only had 1. Interesting. This is definitely going to take a minute. Oh, this one only has 1 as well. That one only had 1 as well. Well, we've already used over 1,000 books. I really should have notated how many books I had so I could give you a full total. Maybe someone in the comments will write it down for me. This one only has 1 as well. And that one only had 1. Nice. Okay, there's the boss lore, or articles is what they call. These are probably pretty interesting. I know I read them a while back. I'll probably go back and read them later. That one also only has 1. And the Hunter Hound probably only has 1. Yep. It has 1 as well. Omega. Okay, so those are done now. And this is just one. Okay, so this category is now finished. Now, we won't be able to finish this one because of that one we haven't gotten in tools, but we'll get there. Looks like all these are just one as well. So I'll just do these quickly as well. So my guess is roughly 2,000-ish, give or take. And to finish out what we're missing, it won't take us hardly any at that point, like a couple. I can't believe we haven't gotten any of those yet. But don't worry, we're going to be converting some materials today so we can get it, hopefully. And of course we'll need more than one on a lot of these things, so... With this many resources, it's probably going to be wise to start upgrading our buildings at some point. I don't know if it'll be this episode or the next, but... Okay, so there it is. So we're missing one there to complete that as golden, basically, with the little golden things around it. And we're missing one enemy, which is here. And we'll get that eventually as well. Okay. I know that's kind of boring, but there it is. Alright, well, if you thought that was boring, this next part is going to be real boring, and I will do my best to see if I can cut it out, but if not, you'll just have to jump to where I start actually doing more interesting stuff. I'm going to convert a bunch of stuff. I'm going to do it mainly for the books to start with, and I know with upgrading these, the mud huts and stuff, yeah, we're going to need a lot of these, actually. So, because this takes... What else does it take? I think it might actually take this too. It's been a while. Let's just focus on what we can handle currently, though. So, I mean, we obviously don't need... I could convert 2,000, like at least 1,000 wood. Let's say 1,000 wood, at least 1,000 books. So... Give me a little bit. I'm going to mute the mic, and I'm just going to convert, and as I mentioned before, hopefully I'll be able to just jump cut it so that you don't see it. But if I fail, or whatever the case may be, then maybe it'll still be left in. So I'll be back here in a little bit. Alrighty, so let's go and get some stuff crafted now. We're down to 2,200 wood, and I left 100 books just for the sake of having some in case we need to finish out some that we unlock. I doubt we'll need 100, but we've got so many of the other resources that we don't need to worry about it. We can break some of these down if we need to. We could potentially break some of these down. We have tons of the food and this, but these are used in crafting both the houses as well as crafting the things that we want to actually make. Plus we got a bunch of this new stuff. So we're going to jump between the tools right now and furniture. Now obviously I have to craft a bunch of those. Let's quickly look at our what is it, the encyclopedia, so we can see what am I looking for. Okay, so again, in the furniture category, all we really care about are these three, which is good because 3 of the 8 we want. Okay, so that's something. Here on the other hand, in the tools section, we want this and this. I mean, this isn't bad, but it's really not what we're after. I think we have more than enough of the forester's axes, the kitchen knives, which we're not even using now, and the miner picks, and the skinner knives. We have tons of all this stuff, I think. I could be wrong, but I think so. I guess blacksmith hammers wouldn't be bad either, so... but what we're mainly looking for is this. In case you forgot, this is just plus a percentage of your max HP healed from potions. If we could get that up to around 50%, it would be insanely powerful, especially with those huge HP pools. And then this other one that you haven't seen yet, but of course I know what's coming. I'd like to have a lot of those. It does not benefit the Necro, this particular one, not as much, if at all. But the other two builds, it would be really good for. We could potentially craft stuff for food, but I don't think that's necessary now. Cheese is good early to maybe the beginning of middle game, but at this point, it's not necessary. It wouldn't be the worst thing to have, and I'll put in what we have probably. But that between this and if you're running warrior, that's pretty good as well. But the rest of it's kind of useless. We already have our rare book, luckily. Any old paintings that we have we'll put in, but we're not going to craft for this stuff. So these are the two things we're going for. So let's go ahead and go to our alchemy. Unfortunately, we have to waste pretty much all of our resources making these things. So let's synthesize a bunch of these. So we'll do about 50 to start with. Okay, let's just start with that. Before I continue, I wish I could remember. I forgot to pull up something that I designed that tells me exactly how much stone I need for each upgrade. And I think it's either 32 or like 48 or something like that of this. Maybe when we come back we'll upgrade some houses like after this episode. But let's see what we can get done here. Crafting. So alright, so I'm just gonna do 5 back and forth and see if that's a good strategy. It probably doesn't make any difference, but okay, well we got 2 of 5, not bad. I think that might have been what we needed. Yeah, it is. That's the new thing, and we got 2 of that. Awesome. Not bad. That was not good. Not bad. Oh, 2 shelves and a vamp. Oh man, that was really good. Okay, we got all kinds of good stuff. This is the brand new item that we were trying to get here. Farmer's Scythe. 5% chance to receive 1 ration while passing through a wheat field. Okay, well that part is irrelevant because we're not putting wheat fields down, although you could make a build for that. But then 3% of the hero's damage becomes damage to all. So the reason why that's completely useless on a Necro is because their physical damage is nothing. Their skeletons fight for them, obviously. So this does nothing for a Necro. But the ration part, the 5% chance for 1 ration, that would still trigger. Anyways, this is really strong for certain builds with warriors and rogues. Now, if you're doing rat wolf build, like what we're doing right now, damage to all, rat wolves are completely immune to that. So that's not great for that specific build. But if you have enough of these, if you got 10 of these, that's 30% of your damage being converted into damage to all. And you can imagine when you get really up there, that can be huge. So, okay. So let's go in here. We're going to craft another 50 of these, hopefully. 55 times 3, that's... Yeah, we should be able to do that. I think. Okay. So let's do this again, shall we? Oops. This time we're going to start with tools. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that was pretty unlucky. That was pretty unlucky. Okay, that one was really good. 4 of 5 was good. Okay, we got 3 of 5 that we wanted there. Not bad. We still got at least one. The lens is not terrible. But all this is going to be stacking and adding up. So I'm not going in there to set everything up because we're still crafting, right? So there's no point in doing that. Okay. Let's make 50 more. If we can afford it. Okay, perfect. Dang it. Alright, now we'll start with furniture first. Okay, that's not great. That's not terrible. At least 205. You can see we're not getting the antique shelf nearly as often as I'd prefer. Okay, that was a good one. 3 of the 5 were really quite good. Okay, well that's a complete dud. Alright, so not bad at all. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to convert a lot of these rocks over, and we're gonna upgrade a couple of our mud huts, I think. And remember, we can still be going further with other stuff, but right now, I just want to get some of these stupid rocks. We'll get about 200 of them. We'll see how far that takes us. Okay. And remember, we can break some of this stuff down too if we really want to, so. Alright, so now you can see what each one's going to be. Yeah, we're going to be limited on these for sure. Okay. That's also why I didn't break down the orbs of expansion, because I knew they were going to be important here. 15. Just give ourselves 10 of those. And we're already out of rocks. Nice. Just gonna convert the rest into rocks for now. And we're just gonna upgrade as much as we can on the mud huts. Because we just got a lot of new stuff. Oops. Oh, boo. Okay, well, how much did we need there? Now, I gotta have that one completed. We need 27 rock. 27, huh? Okay, I need 30. Whoops. Alright, boom. So we got some nice upgrades there. We still have tons of resources to play with if we really want it, right? You can see that we ripped through some orbs of expansion doing that, and the idea would be to have all of these upgraded, right? So now, let's go into our supply and set some stuff up. Oh god, this is going to be painful. Okay, well, first things first, let's organize everything, because you know how I am with that. We have a lot of stuff in here we don't really need. Okay, let's just see what we got here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. That's not, that's not terrible, but considering how many we crafted, it's not great. But that's still a lot. That's 15 across. So we're going to have 16 HP for every whole resource we gain for pretty much all builds moving forward, because obviously I'm gonna have that for everybody. Okay, the next thing we want to put in. Now remember, the next thing I would normally put in is the Count's Chair. That's a ton of vampirism. 16, 17, 18. That's like 29 vampirism if I'm counting it correctly. But because we're built, this is the Necro build here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 extra potions. That's, I don't know if there's a cap to that. It doesn't say there is. So that's pretty good. Okay. We're going to have to redo all this for the Necro now. So let's see how many of these we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, 5. That worked perfectly. Now we got 6 of the farmer's scythe. That's actually great. Again, not for Necro, but for every other build that will be in. That's like a guaranteed in. Okay, we got, how many do we have for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then so I need to have that in there, so there's 100% chance for that as well. Okay, great. We got a ton of the jeweler's lenses, so we can basically make that just 100%, or we can go in and what I'd like to do is, so I could make this, I could do nothing for quality, but make it so that I get, every time I cross the campfire, I essentially get a stable, a rock. Now, the question is it really worth that? I don't know if that's worth it, honestly. I played around on my main save with this, and I liked it, but I have more slots on my main save, so maybe for this, is it worth putting in defense or raising the quality of the stuff you get? Raises the chance of finding a rare item by 10%. So if the chance that you get a rare item is 10% base, let's just say, and we've given it 100% chance boost, then that means it's only 20% now. I don't know if these are worth putting in. I'm going to be honest. I'm really not sure if this really has that big of an impact. Definitely makes you wonder. Yeah, maybe we'll leave him in and see how it does. Okay. Well, we did get another cheese, so I guess that's cool. I don't know when we got that. I think we got that off the run there. I mean, the bread and the ham is useless, and you don't need those slots filled for that. Okay, did we get anything else? We did. Oh, I wanted to do this change real quick as well. I'll put that at the beginning so I don't have to move it every time. Okay, so that's your jewelries. That's what it's always going to look like for the most part. So this is the core, right? And obviously if it was any other class, you'd also have the vampirism. Now, on the Necro, what we learned was there was a couple things we wanted to change. Well, one, we definitely want this in. So you can only do 10 of these. Right? So we got our maximum. See, it says stack limit 10. So we want that. And we are going to put in, we're not going to make the same mistake. We're going to put the regen in as well. We're going to fill everything else up with regen, because that could potentially be a game changer. These are only 0.2 each. So for every 5, you get 1 regen. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 regen, so 4.6. That's 4.6 regen. If we get an item that has regen on it, we automatically have 4.6 plus whatever the item we're equipping has. The rest of this, I'd say, is absolute useless for the most part, with the exception of the chair, obviously. What else do we have here? Now, there are things that I don't think are useless in here, but they're just not going to mesh with our build all that well. 130 of 144. I mean, I guess it's not going to hurt to put a bunch of these in. Or we could put something like +2 to undead. Let's quickly look at the encyclopedia. Oh, look, here's our... Yay, we did it. There it is. And we can go ahead and do that as well. Nice. So now that one's completed as well. The only thing we have to finish is this one guy, which, again, we'll do at some point. Okay. I just broke my chain of thought. Let me look at the supplies so I can remember what I was thinking here. Oh, right. Okay. I was looking at this, and I was thinking undead, and then I wanted to check what are those things. I'm pretty sure... Okay, sand spirits we know are undead. That is correct. These are just artificial life. Okay. What was the other thing I wanted to check? That's artificial. Okay. With the things that we're spawning, the vampire would take additional damage, but obviously spiders and rat wolves would not. So, I mean, is that really worth it in your supply? Not really. I guess, yeah, I mean, this slot also takes the knives, or I would consider doing those, but, you know, I think that we could put other things to better use. We're not using villages, so this is irrelevant. I mean, 40 max HP is really not that big of a deal. And 25, I mean, I guess 25 HP a day is something. So we'll put it in. I mean, this is negligible after like loop 5. We'll put that in, whatever. Okay, so this is what we're currently running now. Shelves are absolutely amazing. We got tons of extra potions, and they're going to heal for so much more. So let's look. Let's look at our... I'll scroll back down just as a final look of what we're running for this build. 15 additional potions, 13% of max HP healed from potions. That's great. 100% chance of receiving another one. Increased damage done to bosses is now 48%. That's really big. 16 to max HP for every whole resource. When you combine that with killing each enemy that has a soul, it gives you 3 HP to max HP. This is going to be skyrocketing. 100% chance to receive a ration after killing a rat wolf. Heal 7 HP after killing an enemy. I mean, that's not going to hurt us, so that's cool. Raises the chance of finding a rare item by 100%. This could hurt us. I have no idea. We'll try it. Yeah, and here's the 4.6 regen per second if the hero already has it. So there it is. It's a pretty strong build. Let's see. Are we going to change anything here? I don't think so. Yeah, so when we go back out, if we take this back out, I'm also going to, off camera, I'm going to set up my other supply stuff for Rogue and Warrior, and then I'll show you that when I come back next time. So, we will begin a new run in the next episode. I know this is a little bit of a base maintenance video, but hopefully it was useful, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.